All right, everybody. Bryce here coming at you with another real quick crypto market update. And things have been stabilizing in the crypto market since the historic liquidation that occurred earlier in the week, where there was about $1 billion of cryptocurrency that was completely liquidated. All these long futures positions on some of these exchanges as the spot price of Bitcoin moved down and Ethereum moved down. And there was just a massive liquidation that basically resolved price from $29,000 per Bitcoin all the way down to around $25,000 per Bitcoin. And now it's stabilized right around $26,000 as the time of this recording. And why that's really important is because $25,000 or $26,000, that was really the resistance point that we could never climb higher than last year. And now, this year, we broke back above it. And then we came back down and we tested it and found support back in June, right before or right simultaneously at the same time that BlackRock announced that they were filing for an ETF. So it's no coincidence, right? That price came back down to that same level and found support, meaning at the same level that BlackRock announced that, Bitcoin ETF is in the headlights and it's coming out. Price now is retraced and found support at that same exact level. So I think that's really, really important. $25,000, $26,000 to me is a great value buying level. It's got long-term support of the anchored volume weighted average price as well from the lows. So to me, when you are buying in an environment like we're at right now, where there has just been blood in the streets with massive amounts of leverage being deleveraged, and with massive amounts of liquidations and all these open interest sort of futures contracts being closed, what you see is forced selling, right? And it's typically a good idea to be a buyer of that forced selling. These are people that are selling Bitcoin or selling cryptocurrencies that don't want to sell necessarily. In fact, they want to be extra long. That's why they're leveraged. But the fluctuations and the volatility caught them offside. So to me, historically, if you look at other instances where you have $500 million of daily liquidations to, $1 billion or $2 billion of liquidations on a daily sort of occurrence, whenever you're buying in the wake of that, it tends to be a really, really good sort of opportunity because you just had the bears kind of shoot all their ammo and give it all they got. And the furthest price that they were able to take it down to was around $25,000. So right now prices have stabilized and they've started to grind higher. So I think that's a really, really key important event that occurred that really you guys need to pay attention to because if you're not buying the blood, then you're doing things wrong. And let me tell you, from an avid crypto trader, there was a massive amount of blood in the streets. And it's really good to see the level of recovery that we've had. Now kind of moving past just crypto markets specifically, we had Jerome Powell, who's the Federal Reserve Chairman, go to Jackson Hole earlier in the day, and he was speaking about interest rates and inflation. And to be honest, he made it sound like we're going to have higher interest rates for longer, and that that's their goal, to bring inflation down and interest rates. While they are a blunt tool, it's pretty much all they got. Pretty much the only tool they got. Interest rates in their balance sheet, and so they're going to keep running it off. They're going to keep raising interest rates. It's going to keep making things more expensive to borrow capital, right? Mortgage rates are going to continue to rise up. And so that, that spells a little bit of, resistance or bearishness in the equities market or the crypto risk markets. The reason being is, it costs more money to leverage. It costs more money to borrow. And when you have, also the bond market volatility has been way out of whack. If you look at the MOVE index, the MOVE MOVE index, which tracks bond market volatility, it's like, it's like the VIX of the bond market. VIX is for stocks. This is, the MOVE index is at like all-time highs, right? It's like totally broke above all-time highs, retraced, and it's kind of stabilized, which is not good because what it means is that it takes and it requires more collateral, right? In the same way that interest rates, require, more money to pay out over time. This high interest rate volatility and bond volatility makes it so that people who are borrowing against treasuries, for instance, need to pay more, have more collateral, which means less liquidity, less room to buy things with because it's required to be collateral. So there's a lot of things that are kind of going on in the market that makes it a wishy-washy period why we're seeing a lot of this volatility, right? Because it's not just the crypto market, it's globally what's going on, and there's still an inflation problem. And so that's why you see a lot of this volatility, especially hitting crypto pretty hard. But why we think we've found a near-term bottom is because of those supports that we've talked about, because of the bright future that crypto has with, as everything we've been talking about with the Bitcoin ETF and the halving that's coming up soon. So we're not letting this volatility scare us away. We're capitalizing on it. We're excited to be here. And we think you should be too. And we think that there's a lot of great opportunities because not only is the Bitcoin halving bullish for Bitcoin, but it sucks in so much capital to the ecosystem that it's actually even more bullish, in my opinion, and from some of the research that I've done, it's more bullish for altcoins in the long run. So, all of that and more, stay tuned. We're going to be talking about it as the halving comes up. It's 7 months away and we're in the golden accumulation period. So make sure you guys stay tuned in. That is your market update. And also real quick, if you guys are not subscribed to a service where you can get fundamental analysis and technical analysis, weekly calls, dozens and dozens of videos that stay updated, newsletters, all that stuff and more. If you don't have something like that, but you want it, I encourage you to come and check out what we have to offer at Crypt Nation, okay? Crypt Nation, we are a bunch of analysts, gurus in the crypto space that we live and breathe this stuff. This is our life. And we'd love to invite you to come and see behind the scenes everything that we're doing. So for just $1, you could get a 2-week trial. Can't be more fair than that, right? $1 2-week trial. Hit the link below or hit the big orange button and come and see. We'll see you there.